I have no idea what I'm doing, apparently. Hi, welcome to Back with the Cereal Box. I am your host, Willow Schuyler, and yeah, once I figure out how to actually work this thing, we're gonna have a good show. So, speaking of technical difficulties, Johnny and Aubrey will be hopefully joining us today. But worst case scenario, I'll just run the ship into the ground. So, stay tuned. We'll see what happens.
It's like Coca-Cola, Levi Strauss, Johnny Carson and Mickey Mouse. The first star was James Dean. Elvis Presley, yeah, he's still the king. Some things are only imitatable. You can't beat an original.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Yes, I am your host this morning for Back with the Cereal Box. I am I am Willow Schuyler. We're going to be talking about Thundarr the Barbarian, and I've been trying to find episodes online of it. I know I've seen like blitz here and there growing up, but yeah, it's not a show that I'm familiar with. So if anybody wants to tell me their experiences with it, I'd be more than happy to read about it in the chat. So Zentron, thank you for joining us. And good day to you as well. Facebook user, good morning. I'm not sure who you are, but welcome here. Johnny and Aubrey are having technical difficulties, so I'm just going to fill up the gap here and chat with you guys for a little bit. Hopefully they can figure out what's going on with their stuff. But I do have quite a bit of new loot, so I'll get to that in a moment. What is in my bowl? Well, I'm kind of doing a mixture. What's in the bowl? I kind of did a mixture of cinnamon graham crunch, cinnamon toast crunch graham cracker edition, and the new Cinnabon cereal that I found in my grocery store. So here, let's. That's a good mix. So yeah, that is my great cereal for today. And of course, can't go anywhere without my trusty coffee. Make my own mocha. It's espresso and milk, water, and and Nestle Quick syrup. That is my mocha. So yeah, as you guys can tell, I am Canadian, so I may apologize profusely throughout this whole episode. All right, so what? Nothing really like. There hasn't been too much exciting things. Hey, you got it to work.
Yeah, so we are on our phone,
okay.
On my phone. Hey everybody, this is Johnny and Aubrey. We are live together, coming to you from the kitchen counter at my house. So
you guys look lovely.
What's that?
You guys look lovely.
Well, thank you. And we're gonna have a hard time hearing you because we're hearing you through the microphone of the phone instead of our earphones. So we're gonna do our best here. And we have a hard out right at 9 o'clock, Willow, because we are going to the Bowling Green comic and anime show.
Oh, okay. Yay!
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, Aubrey's doing an awesome
Thundarr.
Thundarr cosplay. So what character are you doing?
Okay, so she has no name. She's on episode 7, and in the first 3 minutes, she turns into a werewolf.
Oh,
Okay.
I went all out with the full costume.
that's like deep cut, deep research stuff right there. Well, here, stand up, because now we're on the phone. I can get like maybe a shot here.
Ooh, I love it.
Paint the beading because I couldn't find beading like this, so I actually made the collar pieces.
Wait a minute. When did you make this?
This yesterday.
What? You handmade?
This collar wasn't this way. These beads are actually hand painted, and these fake bone pieces are also. So we got a full costume, even with new tights, because in Thundarr everybody wears little underwear and short pants.
Of course. Well, but you did that yesterday, Willow. Are you as impressed as I am?
I'm very much impressed.
That's totally
I'm
nice of you, Willow.
I'm very much the last minute costumer as well, so I know what it's like to do.
Wow. So since we're joining you late, Willow, you've opened the show. What have you done?
I've done what's in the bowl.
What is in your bowl?
It's a mixture of cinnamon toast crunch graham cracker and the cinnamon bun cereal.
Ooh, I love the sound of that.
It's really good.
Cinnamon toast crunch, cinnabon, and look, I'm all over that. So I'm going to introduce Aubrey to something brand new this morning. I'm going to introduce her to Magic Spoon cereal.
Okay.
So this is, Aubrey, my favorite day-to-day cereal. This is what I eat pretty much every morning, although I haven't eaten any this week because I've had food poisoning. And
Yes.
I wasn't sure I was going to survive. That's part joke, part true. It was
So
bad.
what restaurant are we staying away from?
Street vendor.
Oh.
Yeah. It's my own fault, but oh well. All right, so I've poured some Magic Spoon cereal. Now, here's, for those of you who don't know, Magic Spoon is the high protein, keto friendly, gluten free, grain free, soy free, wheat free, naturally flavored, totally delicious, childlike cereal for grown-ups. There's 140 calories per 1 cup serving. There's nothing artificial. This is all natural. It's very expensive, but it's, to me, super delicious. And the back of this cereal box, every back of the box has a like totally grown-up kind of game, maze, trivia. It's very difficult. So what do we think, Aubrey? You don't like it? Uh-oh.
I didn't say I don't like it.
So while he was going through the list of all the free, it's free of this, the free of that, I almost wanted to say free of fun.
No, it's totally fun, but for grown-ups.
It does taste like chocolate.
Are you a texture person? Because I will tell you, this does have kind of a texture, almost like, I'm going to be polite, like stale Cheetos. Am I right? But
Okay.
if you can get past the texture, it's very delicious, in my opinion. I love this cereal.
Okay. So, I eat protein foods, and I will say that as far as protein foods goes, especially with the silk milk, it's not really that bad.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, we're using almond milk. because I have no aversion to dairy, but I am very calorie conscious, and so I want to get the most possible with the lowest calorie count. So that almond milk lets me do that. 80 calories per cup. So for this, about 40 calories, maybe, in this bowl.
Then it's worth it.
Yeah. So
See, I should be more calorie conscious than I am, but to be honest, I wouldn't have the sexy body if I didn't eat a lot of the cheeseburgers that I did.
well, I love that. And you keep eating those cheeseburgers.
Oh, I will.
So for those people who are watching, they're probably wondering, what in the world are they eating cereal on camera for? Well, it's Saturday morning, right?
Because it's fun.
It's fun. That's what this show is about, celebrating the fun of the Saturdays of our youth. And when I was a kid, we were getting up on Saturday mornings to watch cartoons with big bowls of cereal and then read some comic books, watch some Godzilla movies. Mom would kick us out of the house and we'd stay out until the street lights came on. And
Sometimes after.
Yeah. Yeah. And our mom thought that we were riding our bikes around the block for 8 hours. In those 8 hours, we rode 5 miles away. We went over 2 railroad tracks, explored a cave, built
we didn't have phones.
No, we didn't have phones.
Poked at a dead body with a stick. Oh wait, that's not the that's not our life.
That happened. So we found
there was the danger.
We
almost got hit by a train.
But we one time we found a snapping turtle that was in hindsight I feel really bad. I feel like it might have been stranded because it was not in the pond, it was beside the pond. But we put a stick in front of its mouth and a branch this big, and it snapped that sucker in half like a twig. It was amazing. The thing looked like a dinosaur. But those are the kind of things we did. We built forts out of pallets. Okay. I just want to let you know. We would go in the woods. We build tree houses, right? We had a tree house that we built in the woods. And we built it using wood that we reclaimed from a housing construction site. The pallets and the lumber. Yeah, that was us. Yeah, anyway. But, we didn't have smartphones or tablets at the breakfast table. So we were reading the back of the cereal box, hence the name. That was our world. That was our portal. And yay, Saturday. And Aubrey, just come a little bit closer. Act like you like me. All right. So that's what this show is about. And you guys can post comments and do the whole thing. And Willow, since I have like zero control on the phone, you're gonna have to post comments for us.
So we have Zentron that showed up early for once.
And what does he say?
Yo, people.
Good morning, Zentron. So good to see you.
Good day to you all.
And yeah, thank you, Zentron. And I see
we have a Facebook user, but I think there's 2 of them because I recognize this one. Good morning, beautiful people. I'm not sure who this one is. Good morning.
I'll bet you that's Carl Witzman. Because he refuses to give Facebook authorization to use his... Anyway. I don't know what the deal is.
Zentron says, I went to Manchester Comic-Con last Sunday, and he says, nice to the costume. Aubrey, you are amazing with your costume.
Yeah, and she did this just to wear for the show this morning. She's not even going to wear this to the Comic-Con.
Oh, you have another costume.
D&D inspired because there's going to be a D&D artist from the original D&D comics back in the day.
Yeah.
And so they had a ginger there So I kind of threw together my best rendition of her costume also. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow.
Look at her.
Look at you with all the costume changes today.
There would be more if I had more room in my car.
Well, more room in your car, more room in my car. Anyway.
Chris Goins says, "Hiya, Johnny. Glad you're feeling better."
Thank you, Chris. And, Chris, we're talking about, keep his comment up for just a minute, Willow. So Chris Goins is the artist behind Black Sheep Studios. And he's become a great friend. And I have some of his original art. Met him at CryptidCon 2 years ago. And if you go over into the images, Willow, there is some fan art. And there is a horizontal fan art picture of Thundarr, Ukla, and Princess Ariel that Chris did. And that is fantastic from Black Sheep Studios. Check him out because he's quickly become one of my favorite Saturday morning cartoon artists.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for joining us, Chris. I knew he would when he saw that we were talking about Thundarr. Now, before we get to Thundarr, though, Willow, you know what else we need to do?
What's that?
We need to reach into the cereal box and pull out our fun prizes. This is a segment we call New Loot, because that was the second thing we did, right? Now,
yeah.
when I was a kid, we would just reach our whole hand in, root around. Or did you do like I did, Aubrey? I would pour the whole box out in a big bowl to get the prize. Did you do that?
So in trouble for that.
Yeah. And
I was a goody two shoes. I was the one who was like, if I can't get to it, I wait till it's close to use like once or twice because I know the adults aren't going to get it first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, you were goody two shoes.
Yeah, I just stuck my whole hand in there.
Cereal.
That's funny. Well, we're going to reach into this cereal box and pull out the impossibly huge prize. Again, 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Ollie's.
Squirrel Girl? Oh my God.
So, Willow, this, again, has been on my to-buy list for about 2 years.
That had to have been like 60 or 70 bucks there.
The original retail price on this was $60. At Ollie's, Are you ready for this?
Putting down my cereal.
$12.99.
What?
Ooh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Hasbro overestimated the demand for Squirrel Girl. And,
I don't know. I like it.
Dude, I will buy you all the toys from Toys R Us if you need it. I want that. I want that set. I will send you money for that.
Well, you know what? So I will go today, and if they still have any, I will buy a second one, and I will send it to you. Because I actually love Squirrel Girl. I think she's hysterical. And, it comes with the motorcycle, the Vespa, 3 of her squirrel friends. They go, no, I guess, no, there are 3. There are 3 that go in the basket. But Ollie's get it for less.
I was at Toys R Us yesterday, and I didn't see that figurine set there.
Well, because here's why. They sat on shelves and didn't move for 2 years.
Huh.
That's why they're on clearance at Ollie's. I'm telling you, Hasbro overestimated the demand, and either fans just didn't realize it was a thing, which I suspect is
probably
right now, or they couldn't justify the $60 price tag like me. And at one point, Target did have it marked down to $49.99. But that come on. It's cool, but it's not $50 cool. But it is.
It is cool.
But it is $13 cool. I didn't even have to blink. So
No, I saw a Sentinel for sale, for sale for like $30, and I'm just like, I still can't really justify buying.
no, I can't justify those prices at all.
So cool. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you would be a great Squirrel Girl cosplay.
I don't know. I don't have a Vespa. Anybody got one for sale?
So Willow, you got any prize
I
cereal boxes for?
do. Okay, so
Is this
my
Johnny Lightning?
husband loves collecting these cars, and I happened to find the Brady Bunch Plymouth Satellite station wagon.
Wow, that's amazing. So,
And you're gonna get a kick out of this, Johnny.
So for those of you who are just listening, Willow held up a Brady Bunch car. What is the company that makes that?
It is Green Light Hollywood Collectibles. Green Light Collectibles.
Interesting. All right, and it's very cool. It's in a clamshell blister pack. That it's in one of those blister packs that is impossible to open without destroying the entire package. Why would they do that? But if you ever get something in one of those packages, you got to cut the whole thing open and destroy it. Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody really remembers I'm sure a lot of people remember watching this movie in the 80s, but who here remembers Krull?
Oh. So Willow is holding up. Is this a VHS or a DVD or?
It's a VHS.
Really?
Sorry, it's a DVD that looks like a VHS. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
But it's in a case that looks like a VHS case of Krull. And you know what, Willow? I have never seen this movie. I know that people are having a heart attack right now.
I didn't watch it as a kid, but when I started dating my husband decades ago, he showed it to me one day, and it's actually kind of fun. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's one that I need to see. It borders on that, high fantasy, sci-fi, and horror.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a little bit outside of my tastes, but anything else?
I did find
oh yes,
a Fruit Loops makeup palette.
I'm excited about that. You're gonna do a video, right?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a series where I do like cereal inspired makeup one of these days. So this actually. I love it. And I believe I have the whole set now where Claire's came out with
Cheetos. Where's their orange?
That is Cheetos.
So that was a lip gloss palette.
That's
Doritos has a makeup palette. And also Cocoa Puffs.
Oh, that one I want.
That's a really nice makeup palette. So, and these colors actually are really nice.
Willow,
so
your mission, if you choose to accept it, is going to be doing for our TikTok channel and Instagram channel, doing like a stop. Like not stop motion, not time lapse, kind of time lapse, but doing some makeup tutorials with those that we can condense into 30 seconds.
I'm still learning how to do makeup. I'm still learning how to be a woman. Never mind tutorials.
That would. Aubrey's jealous.
No,
I want her to do it.
I will definitely do the makeup, but I don't know about tutorials.
Okay, well, you can start with a blank face You've seen this trend on TikTok where they show black no makeup and then they go.
Oh yeah,
they're completely done.
Yeah,
do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's how you do it. Is you start with no makeup and then you hold up the palette to your face, zoom it in and back, and then you're done. That'll be awesome. I want to see that happen.
For sure.
Yeah.
Definitely do that.
We got a few more comments. Zentron talking about the Squirrel Girl set. He says, yeah, if it came out next week, the most I'd pay would be $20, 20 pounds in his case. But yeah, that's the most I would pay for that normally. And I love it though. But just toys have gotten ridiculously overpriced, completely out of touch. And I don't know if it's a problem that can be solved or not. And in some regards, Hasbro has said they've raised their prices to $34 for the 6-inch Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black and the Power Rangers. $34, and they're saying that they're doing it to dissuade scalpers from buying them all up and then reselling them.
Okay, there's a lot of people
on
doing
eBay.
that. Okay, I know a lot of people in the D&D community and in the Magic community and Magic cards. People do that stuff all the time.
I know, but how does that dissuade them? Because
and then yet Mattel still is doing those releases of their Monster High dolls, and they're not doing anything to protect the actual buyers of them.
Well, I mean, how can you? But here's the cool thing: the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mutant Mayhem figures, $10. Mm-hmm. So it can be done. Hasbro, Mattel, you can do it. I'm just saying, their Playmates is doing $10.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're super high quality. They're not the dollar store, stock, because there is a whole line that Hasbro does just for dollar store, and those are actually decent too. But
Zentron says Hasbro is putting out retail grade figures at collector prices. Yeah.
That's exactly correct. That is correct. Exactly correct. Hey, Willow, before we get to our main topic of Thundarr, can you pop up that ad for Nightly Spirits? Because Saturday Morning 101 is sponsored by nightlyspirits.com. This is the ghost tour company that I work with, but the promo code JohnP667 works anywhere in the country. So Seattle, Chicago, Washington, Savannah, Charlotte, Houston, Nashville, anywhere that we operate in 17 cities across the country, you can use my promo code JohnP667 at nightlyspirits.com and take 10% off your next fun night out. Ta-da! Well, Willow, let's dive into our main topic this morning, because we have 30 minutes left before Aubrey and I have to jet out.
Absolutely.
Part out at 9. We are talking Saturday Morning 101, and we are down to the last 2 shows. And in this series, we are talking about basically the essentials of Saturday morning cartoons. What our fans, our viewers, our listeners, and Johnny believe are the essentials to understand what Saturday mornings were like when we were kids. And so we've gone through, golly, how many weeks now, Willow? Maybe 40, 30?
I think so, yeah. When did we start this? Like at the beginning of the year, right?
Yeah. And it's been a long list, and we're down to the last 2. And this morning, we are talking about the Ruby Spears classic, Thundarr, the Barbarian. Now, I was not able to find any full episodes for free to watch. However, I used to watch this religiously as a kid. And I absolutely adored it when I was a kid. It is, you know, in my opinion, Thundarr is the perfect Saturday morning cartoon. It was very grown up because it was not silly in any way.
No.
It was post-apocalyptic. It was, you know, I remember as a kid, as a 8-year-old kid or 10-year-old kid, being a little bit frightened by what the future held. Because when was that? The year it was set.
1994
Yeah.
is when the catastrophe happened, according to my notes.
Yeah. So the global catastrophe that plunged the world into darkness happened in 1994. And in 1980, when this show was on, I mean, that was just 14 years away.
Right.
I mean, I was terrified that this could be really happening. And then 2,000 years later, the earth is reborn, and one man breaks his bonds to fight evil and tyranny with his trusty sun sword and his companions Ukla the Mock and Ariel. And, you know, yeah, here we go. So this was kind of a blend of Dungeons and Dragons and Star Wars.
Oh yeah, in a lot of ways.
Set in a post-apocalyptic world. Obviously, Thundarr was supposed to be the Luke Skywalker kind of character, and Ariel was the Princess Leia. And I was reading an interview with Steve Gerber, the creator of Thundarr, that Ukla the Mock was. I mean, it was a ripoff of Chewbacca.
Yeah, I read that too.
Intentional. The producers, Ruby Spears.
They were like, we want.
Yeah, you got to have
this character that already exists. Let's make another one.
Yeah, you got to have Chewbacca. But he was much more than just that.
He was not Chewbacca. Let's just say, if you haven't seen this animation, yes, it's old school, but it's about a slave who becomes a hero. Who can't love that backstory?
Yeah, and you know, in the Star Wars mythos, Han Solo frees Chewbacca from slavery. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. The opposite happens here. Actually, Princess they reveal it later on. We don't learn until season 2 that Princess Ariel actually freed Thundarr and Ukla from slavery, and that's how they met and became, you know, a family, a team. But her
stepdad is a famous wizard of the time because it's magic.
Yep.
And it's also like special sorcery, like science mixed in. And so she was raised by this like really bad sorcerer, and he enslaved both Thundarr and Ukla. By the way, Ukla's name.
Yeah, you can say.
Ukla's name comes from UCLA, y'all.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like they were driving by UCLA, and his buddy was like, "Hey, Ukla."
Yeah.
What?
Interesting.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
all right. Wait. Can we pause here for just a minute?
Yep.
I am both shocked and delighted. This is Aubrey's notebook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 pages of notes for this morning. And it's not just, you know, single words. I mean, she...
Don't look at my scribble.
Oh my gosh. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
So, yeah.
So Willow, cycle through some of those images, because I want to talk about this for just a minute, and Aubrey, add color.
Okay.
So this is one of the rat people, the mutated rats.
Yes.
And, you know, everything was super dark, super dystopian, post-apocalyptic. Yeah, keep going, Willow. Just flip through a little bit. And, you know, we had giant monsters.
Yeah, so Ariel, she is really a badass, by the way.
Okay.
She's the adoptive daughter of Sabian, who is the owner of Ukla and Thundarr.
Okay.
Previously.
So this creature, okay, so here's, go ahead, keep going. So Ukla, super strong. Here you see him hefting and throwing a Volkswagen. That's far stronger than Chewbacca ever was.
That's right.
Yeah, this clearly superhuman strength. Well, not human, because I guess we don't know what Ukla is, kind of like a hybrid of a bear and an ape.
They insinuate that the Mox are a tribal people.
Yeah. Okay.
Very, very, very much like our previously mentioned hero from Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, there's actually even, I couldn't load the image because it was laced with malware, but there is an image where they visit some of Ukla's tribe, and the tribal chief very much looks like some of the elders from the Wookiee tribes that we see years later in Star Wars.
So who took from who?
Yeah.
At what point?
Yeah. It's all a vicious circle. Keep cycling through. Okay, so I want to talk about these character designs. So these are some of the villains, and as we're going through these villains, one of the things that is going to stand out is you're going to be like, Johnny, why does it look like Jack Kirby drew these? Go ahead and go to the next one. For those of you who don't know Jack Kirby, this is funny because this was Ruby Spears' production, and Ruby Spears used to work for Hanna-Barbera's, and it's in a post-apocalyptic future. And so they find Speed Buggy.
It's so funny.
This is Speed Buggy from the Hanna-Barbera universe, but anyway.
And they used it in so many cartoons back then.
Yeah, it's just a super funny nod to the adjacent world. Okay, so is this Sabian? Is this? I know he's one of the Dark Wizards. And
somebody tell us in the comments.
Because I could not find what his name was. But again, you're looking at him going, why does he look like he was drawn by Jack Kirby? Well, that's an excellent question. I'm glad you asked. It's because he was. So the Steve Gerber is the creator of Thundarr the Barbarian. He created other works like Aubrey.
Oh my gosh, so many.
I saw you had a note on him. He created Howard the Duck.
Yes.
Chris Goins. Chris Goins says that's Janice. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
Janice. Okay. So Steve Gerber created Howard the Duck.
Yes, he did.
He created Solar, the man. Was it Solar? Solar. Is that right? Oh, that's going to drive me crazy. But Steve Gerber, huge guy. The main visuals were fleshed out by Jack Kirby and Alex Toth. So go ahead to the next image, Willow. Again, more Jack Kirby designs. Obviously, Jack Kirby.
Yeah, his finger was in this whole thing 2 seasons long.
Yeah, he was all over it. Because Alex Toth created the original designs for Thundarr, Ukla, and Ariel, but then for some reason he had to exit the project, and Jack Kirby became the lead visual designer. But here's what's strange. He's not credited on the show as having influence. Go ahead to the next one. So does anyone recognize one of these buildings rising up out of the swamp?
Yep, definitely looks like the the village from Return of the Jedi.
Well, okay.
A little bit.
I can see that. Well, no, see, to the left, the domed building, that is the headquarters of the Legion of Doom from...
Nice.
Wow, I totally did not catch that.
Yeah, if you're a Challenge of the Super Friends fan, you cannot unsee that. All right, go ahead and go to the next one, Willow. All right, so this is an original Jack Kirby piece where, working with Alex Toth, he helped him flesh out the final designs. And what I would give to have this original piece framed in my office because one, I'm a huge Jack Kirby fan. I love his art. I didn't as a kid, but as an adult, I love it. And I've got some more of his original art. So go ahead to the next one. This is another original Jack Kirby design piece. And of course, you know, as we're looking at this, the villain characters and the vehicles and the machinery are much more detailed than they made it to the screen, because they had to, you know, simplify it for the animators at Ruby Spears. And next one, Willow. And you were right. So, and again, this is Jack Kirby's art. You were right, Aubrey. Princess Ariel was bad ass. She was bad to the bone. She could cast spells. She could fight. She could teleport. As a matter of fact, I don't know why they ever had to ride any vehicles, or because she could teleport them anywhere, couldn't she?
She could to a certain extent, yeah. They get weak, these characters, but she could do energy beams, unless it was some really strong sorcerer that blocked it with a spell. She could seem to get out of anything. Almost.
Yeah. Next one, Willow. Okay, that's Chris Goins' original art. Okay, go ahead and pull that down. And there's another fan art piece.
That's a nice one.
But you know, the thing is, this whole show is so iconic in so many ways. You had writers like Steve Gerber, Roy Thomas, Mark Evinger writing the scripts. So, you know, there's no silly kid stuff in this show.
And there's also, sorry to
go
interrupt
ahead.
you,
No, go ahead.
some landmarks. So if people like history,
okay,
you like the fact that America is in this, because this is dystopian us.
Yeah.
This isn't some random planet X, you know. This isn't some other timeline. This is us, guys, from 1994, okay? So we've got the Lincoln Memorial Head, the Capitol Building, the Smithsonian Institute, a sign with Pennsylvania Avenue just lying sideways. There are Easter eggs throughout this whole 2 seasons, okay? And that was just what I mentioned was in just episode 7 of season 1. So you guys have like so much that you could find out about this. One thing I wanted to mention, the Sun Sword.
Yes, the Sun Sword.
So the Sun Sword, it seems so like, oh, you know, Thundarr is nothing without his Sun Sword. Guess what? He didn't have his Sun Sword. It wasn't his. The Sun Sword was given to him by Ariel. Sabian had it. Okay? And if you take the Sun Sword, anyone, you, me, Ariel, anybody, Ukla, can take the Sun Sword to the pool of power to recharge it, and anybody can use it.
Ooh.
So she saved slaves, 2 slaves that she liked, from her stepfather, man who raised her. She was totally into books. Okay, so, you know, Beauty and the Beast is one of my favorite animations, Disney. Not a shout out. I'm not listening to you. I'm not talking to you. Anyway, what I'm saying is that story, the girl in the books. I was that girl in the books for so long. And Ariel was that girl in the books till she met these 2 slaves. And she was like, I believe in them. I believe in this cause. And she broke them out. And they were like the top guys. And she gave them a sword. And she just rode away with the horses. I'm like,
well, and she basically self-banished herself. I mean, she was done.
she's like, bye, Dad.
Yeah.
I know you're a bad guy. It's okay.
But, you know, obviously when I was a kid, seeing that Sun Sword, I was like, that's a lightsaber.
Yep.
It has the same powers. The same powers.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, you got almost 6 pages of notes. We don't have time to go through all of them.
No way.
I think the key points here. Now,
yes, definitely.
can we appreciate something here? So, Will, through the images that I have loaded, find one where you can see Princess Ariel's face pretty well. Does anyone notice that despite the difference in color, Aubrey's hair is the exact same hairstyle as Princess Ariel?
A little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might need to try black in the future. Black hair.
Yeah.
Now here's what's really wild about this. this show only lasted 2 seasons and then was in reruns in 83. But it was canceled because the network wanted to promote Laverne and Shirley.
Gary Marshall. Okay.
Oh.
Marshall is the man who is responsible for taking Thundarr from us.
Oh.
Saying, okay,
Yeah,
Thundarr, Ukla, Ariel, we miss you.
And Gary took it.
Yeah, he did.
For the puns. Not that I don't love the puns. You gotta love a guy who likes music.
Well, I think it was the actual show was Laverne and Shirley in space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they did Laverne and Shirley, and they did Happy Days Gang also.
Come on.
Yeah, Eli says it quite perfectly. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Oh, hey, Zentron has a great comment about where we can see these episodes for free. The full episodes is over at Daily Motion.
Ooh, thank you, Zentron.
The uncensored video sharing platform.
Just remember, folks, they have little tiny outfits on. So if your kids are in the room and you have a problem with that, just remember there's a lot of and spandex on that one.
All right. All right,
There's a lot worse going on
no,
now.
it was Laverne and Shirley in the Army, not in space. Laverne and Shirley in the
Thank
Army.
you.
Brad Parnell
Brad.
corrects us. You know, we can always depend on Brad because, unlike Aubrey, I don't take notes. I remember it's all from my memory. Everything that I've just shared with you this morning, and Aubrey can confirm, I don't have anything up in front of me. I'm just going sheerly by my memory for these properties.
There is like a little documentary on YouTube about Thundarr that I tried watching a little bit this morning, but got distracted because my cats were being brats. But
That's funny.
but it does have a lot of information. So.
Hey, we've got a great comment from Tony Snipes at Portsmouth Airship Building Company, who says, I absolutely loved this show. And I can understand why. Tony is my diesel punk brother, and one of the things about diesel punk, steampunk, is it's this mashup of genres and aesthetics. And that's what this show Thundarr was. It was a mashup of future sci-fi, post-apocalyptic, swords and sorcery, and the soundtrack, he says,
it was by
awesome.
Dean Elliott. In case you're curious, which I'm sure you probably found out already. But
I'll have to take a list. I'll have to try to find some episodes, and I'll do what Zentron says. And
it's kind of spicy. I mean, for a kids show, it's kind of spicy. His quotes, his one-liners are very interesting.
Now, the voice of Thundarr, this is interesting. This is one of the reasons I loved it so much. Was the same actor, Robert Ridgely, who did Flash Gordon. Okay. This is where we see the 70s and 80s cartoon universe being very interconnected and a little bit incestuous, because we had 3 main animation studios at the time: Hanna-Barbera, Filmation, and Ruby Spears. And they were all riffing off of each other.
They had their fingers in each other's pies the whole time, I swear. Like, nobody can complain. Nobody. You guys know.
Yeah, because they were...
Look what it made.
Yeah, it made some great stuff.
Look what it made. Come on.
We see her here in Thundarr. It's produced by Ruby Spears, but they previously had worked for Hanna-Barbera and done shows. Scooby-Doo they created for Hanna-Barbera. They worked on the Super Friends, and they created Speed Buggy. So here we see them dropping Easter eggs in their original show to other properties that they had their fingers in. And with Robert Ridgely being the voice of Thundarr, you see some of the background artwork very reminiscent of Flash Gordon and Scooby-Doo. I mean, it was all very interconnected. And I love that. And Tony Snipes, Smith Airship Building Company says, "Yup, the soundtrack was awesome." Yeah, love that. So, Willow, we got 10 more minutes. Let's take comments from the audience and address those. You guys, can you tell how obsessed I am with this show? So did you obviously you're a fan of Thundarr. You did the cosplay, you did the whole thing.
I remember it.
Yeah.
I was the girl who was watching reruns while other people were having friends sometimes. But that's okay, because it made me love these things so much more. And then going back and watching them as an adult is totally different. Because let's face it, the songs we heard when we were younger, the things we
Mickey,
watched.
You're so fine, you're so fine.
They're totally different now, man. This is totally different. Totally different. So go back and check this out. There's some interesting things that I haven't mentioned. I'm telling you, it's worth it. You see monuments. You have a great storyline. If you're into women empowerment, I mean, literally, she is the reason this whole story is happening.
Yeah.
Ariel started it all. You know. So
and that's an interesting contrast from Flash Gordon and Thundarr. Different studios, but a lot of the same creators working on it. In Flash Gordon, Dale Arding was the damsel in distress. And in this, Thundarr was the hero in distress that the damsel saved. It's an interesting
But the 80s was very much about like women empowerment, not just from the cartoons that we were watching, like Gem and the Holograms, but even with music, like Joan Jett.
Yeah. So
there
the
was
way,
a huge women empowerment.
If you guys are hearing that vacuum in the background, somebody is running the vacuum upstairs. They just.
Is your wife happy, Johnny?
No, she's not.
We're taking up the kitchen. That's why we got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Comic-Con. So Chris Goins says Robert Ridgely was also in several Mel Brooks movies.
Love Mel Brooks movies.
Yep. Tony Snipes says, I loved how they traveled the country. Yeah, this was kind of a travel log as well. I mean, very Tolkien-esque in that regards.
Yeah, they took us through the whole world, but they gave us a little bit of everything. And guys, if you watch episode 7, don't ever think that Thundarr is invincible. He gets changed into a werewolf in that episode.
Ooh.
Oh.
But how does he get out of it?
Wow.
I did not know this. Robert Wrigley was also in several Mel Brooks movies.
Yeah. Huh. Oh, I love this comment from Dave Mattingly. That Ariel is the damsel who brings distress. Ooh, I like that. That's good. That's good stuff. We missed a couple further back. Let's see what other people have to say.
Well, Eli says that he's going to go to Daily Motion and he's going to pay them a visit.
So, Eli, you are going to absolutely love Thundarr. If you've never seen it, this is 100% up your alley. This is a show that you are going to resonate with hard. It is Eli T. Cash all over it.
The story is worth the watch.
Yeah. Dogs are getting restless in the background.
Oh, no.
All right. Yeah, they went out. So let's see. I'm just going to scroll through here. Brad Parnell says NBC reran the shows in 1983. Yes, they did. I have my 40-year high school reunion next week. Not that I feel old or anything.
Ooh, congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations, Brad. Well, one of the ways that you can not feel old is to relive some of these memories in adulthood.
Recapture the moment, but learn something new and see something new at the same time.
Yeah, and you know, one of my tips is that you never, that if you want to stay young, give yourself something to look forward to every day. And even if it's a small thing like watching Thundarr the Barbarian. Now,
or watching us.
yeah, exactly. Now, Willow, you said you didn't see any full episodes, but I sent you obviously the intro and whatnot.
Yeah.
So what did you like about what you saw?
It looked like okay, so as someone who grew up watching like He-Man and She-Ra, it looks like that could definitely exist in the same type of universe as She-Ra and He-Man. And again, with the women empowerment thing, definitely I love the notion of having a strong-willed woman who can be her own. Like she doesn't need men to back her up.
Right? Exactly. She doesn't take away from the male character or the male story. She's just her own person in the story. She has her own thing, and I love that. So if there's anybody out there that's like, oh, they didn't do that for the ladies back then. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Check us out. We were there. We just got to go back in the way back machine.
We had some really kick-ass characters in the 80s, and I think we need to bring them back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, hey, Willow, so I hate to cut this short, but my dogs are barking. They want to get out, and if they come out, it is going to be utter chaos here. So Aubrey and I are going to jump out. We're going to let you close out the rest of the show.
Okay. All right.
Take whatever time you want. Address comments for as long as you want. I want to thank everyone for popping in this morning. And sorry, we're a little bit chaotic this morning, but we're having internet problems and we're on the phone. But Willow's an awesome pilot when she takes over, and I'm glad to have her on the team.
You guys make sure that Johnny, make sure that you make up with your wife so that she doesn't feel left out. Okay.
Yeah. So for those of you who haven't heard, yesterday we got the notification from chartable.com that Back of the Cereal Box is officially ranked charting at number 50 on Apple Podcasts in the animation and manga category. So we've broken past the top 50 and we're at number 50. And I want to thank everyone out there for making that possible. We couldn't do it without you guys in the audience. And we really, really, really appreciate you guys. So anyway.
Like and subscribe.
Yes. And
help us get to the top 10.
Yeah. And look, the best way you guys can help us by doing that is two ways. Go to the audio version of the podcast on Apple or Spotify or Google, wherever you listen to podcasts, and post a comment or post a review, but more importantly, share it. And if you will share our show, and look, I don't care if you share the audio or the video, it doesn't matter, but share our show. Help us grow our audience, and that will put us in the top 10. Maybe even we can hit number 1. Ooh. Anyway, Aubrey and I are going to jump out. Willow, you drive it home. Thank you, everybody. Right. Love you, mean it. Take us out, Willow, because I don't want to hit end here.
All right. Have a good night. Hey, have a good time.
All right, we will.
All right. Okay, so. Yep. I don't know where to go from here, but hey, if you guys are going to be around tomorrow evening, tune in to Cryptid Crunch. So we're going to be, me and Kale, we're going to be talking about lizard people. So apparently there was a woman on a plane that stood up and got really, really agitated about her, someone sitting beside her that was not human. According to the story, and I'm going to look it up today to make sure that we have to find out, did this woman actually disappear? Did this woman actually see a lizard person? What is the story behind this woman freaking out on a plane? We're going to talk about this and many other theories about lizard people tomorrow on Cryptid Crunch. So tune in. 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, if you are around. You guys, thank you for joining us. You guys are amazing. So I'm gonna I'm gonna say our goodbyes, and you guys can find me all over social media. I am the social media socialite, your emotional support Canadian. Watch my videos on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and even follow me on YouTube. Hopefully, I can put up some more videos on there as well. So, you guys have a great day. Thank you for joining us.